Vote for me in the Veve competition, you must.
It's only me! It's not really Yoda! Yeah, no, I know you didn't believe that. But there is a Veve Halloween competition, so if you haven't voted yet, then I would appreciate your vote. My picture is on their little dashboard thing, and hopefully you can go and find it on there and give me a vote for that. But anyway, I'm going to switch over to the green screen now because I couldn't do that because Yoda would have disappeared. And let's find out what's going on in Veve today. Hello. So here we are back on the green screen, back in the studio, shall we say. So let's bring down that studio board, shall we, so we can see what's going on in Veve today and have a little catch up because we haven't spoken for a while. So here we go. Here's the first thing. Now we all know about Apple, and I just found this tweet really funny. That Apple have been, talking about the fact that you're allowed to sell NFTs on their platform, but you're not allowed to offer anything. And it's quite interesting. This person here, Fonz GM, put, "We're happy you're selling NFTs. We'll happily take 30%. Also, Apple makes yours useless," which is kind of true, isn't it? Now, the good thing is that Veve don't have any issues with that, from what I can gather, and they even covered this in the AMA as well. And we'll talk about a little bit about that later on as well, as we're going through the points. But basically, what they said is that it doesn't affect them in any way, shape, or form, so we don't have to worry about it because pretty much everything is going through the web platform anyway, if anything is in that sense. And also, My Collectibles did a great video about it, where basically he was explaining in a nutshell that the reason it doesn't affect Veve is because what they're talking about here is when you click on a link and you have to go somewhere else, whereas with Veve you just get an airdrop or something like that. Very rarely do they make you click on something to go somewhere else. So therefore, we don't have to worry about it. But that's that. Let's move on to the next thing. Hong Kong plans to legalise retail crypto trading and become a hub. So that's kind of crazy because we know this whole thing about China banning crypto, blah, blah, blah. Well, Hong Kong is going to, apparently legalise it. So that's absolutely brilliant. That means that a lot of people are then going to be able to come into the world of Veve, especially because there's a few things in there that they might be interested in as well, remember? So, and when we get localisation and all that kind of thing, it's going to be really exciting. So, hopefully that's some good news for Hong Kong, and maybe they'll actually get to take part in crypto for a change. Up next, it is the original Stormtrooper NFT. Not sure how you pronounce this, Tyranno, not sure how, will no longer be involved with the original Stormtrooper project. Now, I don't really know much about this project, but I've seen little tweets popping up, especially because I follow certain people who talk about it and stuff. And it says, "We're currently working on getting a new date for the mint." So they've basically postponed the mint, so they're not doing the mint now. They're getting a new date for it. And also, Tyranno are not going to be part of it anymore. And I believe Tyranno were making the game for it, the Web3 game. And you can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments here because I haven't really looked into it because I don't really care. But therefore, check it out yourself if you want to. But the mint has been postponed. It was a 0.1 mint anyway, so I think it was a bit over the top in price range, and I really wasn't interested in it because I didn't like the look of it. Normally, I have to at least like the art in order to be interested in it, and this one I didn't really like. I didn't like the idea of someone actually said, "Oh, is there a way to get a Stormtrooper without silly things on it?" And they said, "Oh yeah, we got loads of them," and they showed 4 of them, and one had 3D glasses, one had an apple in his hand, one had a strange necklace. So basically they all had stuff on them, and that's not my thing. I like Veve because it's really, it's a premium collectible at the end of the day, and it looks like it's supposed to look for the IP. Otherwise, what's the point of getting the IP? There's no point, is there? So that's just my opinion. But as Captain Ara says here, my guess is that the Stormtrooper project got a friendly letter from Disney challenging the extent of their license and failed to inform their partners about that. This project is losing credibility quickly, and it's kind of true. Everyone sort of said it was a rug from the start. Will it rug in the end? I don't know. You had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and you had was it Yu-Gi-Oh or something like that? I can't remember which one it was, but both of those claimed to be original, actual, proper licensed ones, and it turned out they wasn't, and that project just disappeared. So will this be the same? Who knows? Anyway, let's move on to the next thing. And that is this. Speaking of different projects and stuff, Trevor from old Veve, so to speak. He used to be in Veve, he's not anymore, but we still sort of follow him and find out what he's up to and stuff like that. And Omi the Clown retweeted this one. I've been working on McFarlane Toys Digital with McFarlane Toys, so Tom McFarlane, and check it out, he says. Now, I tried to get a snapshot of it. That's one of their premium collectibles. It looks really cool, actually. I must admit, it does really look good, and that's coming from McFarlane Toys, so I guess they're going down the same sort of route as Veve, as doing the the IPs and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of interesting. Raising ships, raising tide, float all ships, or whatever it's called, and all that sort of stuff. So hopefully they won't be competition in the space so much as allies. But who knows? Only time will tell. Next up, we have this, and speaking of, sort of people in space, Jim Lee, obviously massively famous chap. Dr. Prophet put on that he wasn't impressed by the collectibles that DC just dropped, which was, not collectibles, the comics. He didn't like the fact that it was a scanned-in cover and that kind of thing, and said he didn't like it much or whatever. And someone said, oh, well, they're actually scanned-in copies and they did it on purpose and blah, blah, blah. And he said, well, can you point me in the information that personally approved it, as in Jim Lee approved it? And there you go. Jim Lee's come back and says, will this suffice? The amazing DC production team spent several weeks working on replicating a vintage look, blah, 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 blah. You can see the thing there anyway. And you can see it on Twitter as well. But I guess it goes to show, when you tweet out on Twitter, you never actually know who's going to answer and who's watching at the same time. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, I personally thought they were okay. I liked the comics. I didn't like the fact necessarily that it was an NFT of just the cover, and then you've got a link to then go to a different app to be able to read the comic. But that's pretty much the same as Veve in a way anyway, because at the end of the day, the NFT itself isn't actually anything, is it? It's just a receipt. So you can't actually look at the receipt or anything like that. All you're doing is you're just buying something that is a receipt on the blockchain, and that thing points to the asset. So essentially, Veve points to the asset, but it's all in an app and you can read it in AR, so it looks kind of cool. Whereas what they're doing is they're basically just going to point you straight to a PDF reader, and then you can read the comic there, from what I can gather anyway. I did actually manage to get one, by the way. I don't know how. I literally got there about 25 minutes to the time, and I clicked on, and there was like 44,000 people in front of me or something stupid like that, and I thought, oh, this is not worth it. Shall I even bother? I thought, I'll stay in the queue anyway. I got in there 10 minutes after the drop, and there was the buy button. So I bought it, and I was absolutely shocked, to be honest with you. I got myself a common, and I don't know what the floor is now, but I'm planning on keeping it anyway because I kind of like it. So there you go. How did you do with that drop? Did you think it was rubbish? Did you think it was great? Let me know in the comments. I know a lot of people didn't like it, and a lot of people didn't used to like Veve drops either. There was a lot of hassles with Veve drops when they first came out. It took them a while to get used to it, so maybe they can do the same with DC. I must admit, it is a kind of bit weird that the very first drop they did to kind of test everything was the ultimate grail, because that means that a lot of people couldn't get it. But then, for the people who didn't get it, other people did. So it really is the swings and roundabouts about what you think on that one. So, let me know in the comments. Anyway, I digress. Let's move on. And that's this. And it is all the AMA stuff. This is the stuff we're talking about mainly. It's the AMA. So much to unpack in this AMA. It was an absolutely fantastic AMA. I'm going to go through a few things quickly, just so you sort of get some ideas of my views of it. Essentially, I thought it was a great AMA. The stuff they were saying, so much stuff coming in November especially, which is absolutely brilliant. We'll go through some of it. I don't know if you noticed the bear brick there in the back of David's thing. I don't think that's been there before, so that's a new one. So normally when he's got stuff in his thing, it obviously hints at what's coming. And of course you can see that Dan's got a plant there, so that obviously means plants are coming to Veve. So... or maybe not, I don't know. So yeah, that's that. And what else we got? Let's do a little rundown here. So we've got all of this written out, so I'm going to read some of this out anyway. So basically they were saying about metadata, that was by early 2023. So basically by the end of the year they're hoping to have all of the transactional data on there as well, which is absolutely brilliant. The development cycle, they've got a new chap who is basically in charge of that now. So therefore they're saying that they can actually put in specific dates rather than just saying soon, and they should be able to adhere to those dates because they've got somebody who is specifically in charge of doing that, which is absolutely awesome. So now when they say something's going to come out, hopefully it means it is. We shall see, because obviously in Decon they're supposed to have the Veveverse, so let's see what happens with that one. The merging accounts should be available for all users by the end of November. So therefore, if you've got, you can merge 5 accounts into one KYC. So I guess if you've got a kid and they've been buying stuff and all that kind of thing, just merge it into your one. That way you don't lose the collectibles and you're all good to go on that one. Not sure how that's going to work for bots and people who have been doing naughty things. I guess they've probably got their accounts banned by now anyway. But, I don't know what the situation is. Also, now, I don't know if you could do this or not, but maybe if you trusted someone, like some of the people that are geo-locked or whatever, maybe if you trusted someone, maybe you could say, look, here's my account information. This has to be someone you really trust, though, and then they can merge it into their account, just so that way you've got your collectibles in that account, so you can actually get at them, rather than it being completely geo-locked and you can't even access them. Maybe, I don't know. And then maybe they can sell them on the market for you and give you the money. That's only if you trust someone. Obviously, don't just go willy-nilly trying to find someone to do it. It's if you trust someone like a family member that lives in another country or something like that. I don't know. Because what they could do is they could open an account for you, and then they could do their thing, and then you could geo-merge, I beg your pardon, you can merge your account into theirs, and in that way it gives you a way to access your stuff. stuff. I don't know. Just thinking out loud on that one. Just a way that maybe some people might be able to get help because of the fact that they're locked and they can't do anything about it. MCP, Phase 1 in development cycle to be released pre-Christmas. Now, this is awesome. This is the Master Collector Program. So they're saying that the Phase 1 is going to be Phase 1 in development cycle. Oh, okay, so it literally is the MCP itself. So they're waiting on the lottery, which will be Phase 2, so that might take a little while, which is the, when you can use your points and everything, which Dan said we're going straight into after Phase 1, so should be January, February time. All MC points are backdated, so therefore all of your points that you occurred up until this point, if you didn't sell anything or whatever, or even if you did, I guess you still keep those points up until the moment that you sell, and then they stop, maybe. I'm not sure how that works. Let me know in the comments on that one. Oh, we've got some bongs in the background, but I'm going to carry on anyway. So that's that one. And users can merge their accounts. We've done that one. The Phase 1 development, we've done that one. So, so if you've got market MCP points that have accrued all the way through, then obviously they've been accruing there. It doesn't go anywhere or anything like that, so that's pretty cool. The search bar, the infamous search bar, will get updated before the end of the year, apparently. Finalised, done and dusted is the OUP. Now, this is what I was going to talk about today. This is why I put the title as I did, because this has made Omi go a bit crazy, to be honest. Well, I say crazy. It's had a pump, basically. It's had a nice pump, though, a very nice pump by all accounts. It's all because of this, because of the OUP, the fact that it's 100% set in concrete, which we knew anyway for a few months anyway. If you watch my interview way back with Reese, then he actually told me afterwards, it's all set, ready to go, we're just waiting some legal stuff. And I think they've said it a couple of times in AMAs as well, so if I remember rightly. David said he wants fans' feedback, and underlying tokenomics for an original article remain the same. So all the tokenomics remain the same. There'll be some other stuff in there that we probably don't know about, that's going to be a surprise or whatever, from what I can gather, and it's going to be exciting stuff. So when that's actually finally released, the next document, and then they start putting that into process, I'm not sure if they gave an actual date for that, I can't remember, but either way, it's still important stuff, and the good news is that it's made Omi pump at the end of the day. Well, it's good news for some, not good, so good for me, because I was actually I'm actually storing some money in my wallet at the moment, getting ready to buy some Omi, and I decided not to buy any yet. I was like, okay, I'll wait a little bit, I'll wait until I've got enough money in there to be able to get myself the set amount that I want, and I was sort of thinking about dollar cost averaging. I thought, well, it might go down a little bit more, but not too much, but I don't think it'll pump yet, and blow me, what happens? Straight away, just my luck, innit, that? But anyway, so I'll still probably get it at some point. I'll probably dollar cost average in anyway, once I've got the amount that I want, and carry on that way. But it's a good time to take a look at your holdings and decide what you're going to do, because there's probably going to be a dump at some point, I'm guessing. Normally buy the rumour, sell the news. As soon as the actual OUP comes out, then there'll probably be a bit of a dump, or maybe it'll carry on going up. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments, because obviously I'm not clairvoyant, and neither are you as well, but it's good to get someone's opinion. So this is what's happened to Omi. So literally, he was going along, blah blah blah, just on its merry way. Look, as you can see, just sort of in that sort of range, just there, and then all of a sudden, boom, whoosh, off it goes. So there you go. And now it's staying in that consolidation range now, isn't it? So it's going up, going down, up and down, up and down. But I wonder if it's going to be a buy the rumour, sell the news. I wouldn't have thought so, because the thing is that about the OUP is it's not like going on exchange or something like that, is it? Where then people then just get rid of all their stuff. It's literally just interesting news about the utility of Omi. So people just want to get in there quick and buy it before everyone else starts buying it, essentially. So now it's consolidating a little bit, so maybe it's your chance to get in before it does another pump. I don't know. Who knows? So next up, we've got the VeveVerse. Dan's vision for the Decon VeveVerse is a preliminary walkthrough is present to the fan base, with Veve vision for the metaverse is to be able to highlight a lot of amazing features and technology where they're implementing within the build. So basically, he wants to do a little demo at Decon. He says it's not going to be a huge thing, but it's going to be a demo that people can see, and they're going to possibly try and stream it, if I remember rightly. And if not, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of family there at Decon who are going to be out stream. Probably Hallo K is going to be there, maybe. I'm not sure if he's actually going. I know Chris Coffey is definitely going, because I saw his thing about his plane tickets. Randy Chavez goes to pretty much all of them, and he's always streaming, so therefore you can always catch it on there. I'm personally not going. It's in Anaheim. Obviously, that's too far for me to go. But, if it comes to Spain one day, maybe I will. For now, you've got them. I think Taps Trades is going. So many people are going anyway, so there's going to be a lot of people there who are going to stream or are going to do something, so that way you're not going to miss a thing anyway. So I wouldn't worry about that. David says the VeveVerse is beautiful. I like that. That's nice. Dan says the platform is very advanced compared to what is out there. So that's interesting. That's very interesting indeed. So what is it going to be? Are there going to be massive surprises, or is it going to be a complete letdown from everyone's point of view? I did a video a little while back that I think it's not going to be a letdown, but I think that Omi won't pump because of it. But then maybe I'm wrong, because at the end of the day, it pumped because of the OUP. So maybe it's going to pump because of the VeveVerse demo as well. And we're going to rock it off. At the end of the day, stranger things have happened. Doge just started pumping again, hasn't it? And always, normally, a bull market starts when Doge pumps. So therefore, are we back in a little bull market? Are we back in a little, a little one for altcoins or something, maybe, because of the fact that Doge has started pumping and Shiba started pumping and a few others. Obviously, that's to do with Twitter and Elon Musk buying Twitter, but, you never know. All these things, you can't be clairvoyant, as I said, so it's all a bit up in the air, really, isn't it? Veve logo. Now, this, I really regret that I didn't get a Veve logo, but then I've never been to any of these Comic-Cons or anything like that, unfortunately. But if you got the Veve logo, they're basically saying now that you're going to get a collectible, and you're going to have like 3 shows to be able to get it or something. So if you hold a Veve collectible, you're going to get a physical edition, and it's one of ones, is what David was saying. Now, I don't know if he got a bit tongue-tied there and said one of ones, but what he meant was your actual one with the serial number is one of one. Because if actually every single one is one of one, then that doesn't really make it that exciting, really, does it? Because, well, no, maybe, I guess at the end of the day, if it's a one-of-one from that artist, and then every single one is different. But I guess it can be like a bit like Matt Gondek's baseball bats, where they're all baseball bats, they're just different colours, or something like that. So I guess it can be that as well. So when they say one-of-one, maybe that is a possibility as well. But either way, like I said, I don't have a gold and silver Veve logo. Hopefully you do. And that way you get to, wallow in all these free gifts that you're going to get when you go to these shows and all that kind of stuff. And I think their idea is to get the Veve fam to follow them around, basically. And that's what they're successfully doing anyway, without giving anything away. But it's always nice to be able to give stuff away at the same time, isn't it? So, incidentally, I went into a shop the other day, and this is kind of a marketing interesting one for me, but it kind of annoyed me a bit. But it was a Halloween thing. It was 50% off Halloween stuff, and I thought, hey, that's pretty cool. So I was going to buy some Halloween stuff, and we got up to the counter, and they said, oh yeah, is it 50%? Yeah, it's 50% off, but you get a voucher that you can spend at Christmas. So therefore, I wonder if it's kind of a bit like that, isn't it? The Veve logo. You buy the Veve logo, and then if you go to the next thing, then you get a prize for going. Essentially, you don't get like an airdrop or anything like that. You only get it if you go to this place. Like you had to go back to the shop to spend the money. You have to go to Decon, or you have to go to Comic-Con in order to be able to reap the rewards from it. So for that reason, I'm not sure how much of a great thing people find it to be with. Does that make any sense? No, that didn't make any sense. I'll put my teeth back in. I'm not sure how desirable they are for that reason, but at the same time, the price is holding steady, and they seem to be rising in price as well. So after that announcement was done, so who knows? But at the end of the day, the whole market seems to be pumping a little bit now as well. So it's very exciting stuff today. If you look into your market, you'll see that your collectibles are up just ever so slightly. But anyway, don't take any of this as financial advice or investment advice in any way, shape or form, because hold on, we forgot this. When crypto payout, it's in November. Woohoo! Rolled out in the waves of users expected to have this option end of November. So therefore, that will be crypto payout, which will be crypto pay in as well. Payout likely in Q1. Sorry, beg your pardon. Crypto pay in November. So therefore, they're going to bring that in earlier than payout. That's really weird because they had payout before. Now they're going back. The waitlist drop style trial with a Veve logo this December. So it's going to be in December. And the burns, the metadata being updated to reflect the new mint editions in circulation. Metadata in the app will now show original circulating supply, burn supply, all that kind of stuff. Incidentally, there's a great video by Omi Daily Burn, and it tells you all about, I'll leave his details in the comments below, and it tells you all about the burns for the Captain America drop and how they're going. And you can see really that the amount of burns that have been done there, it makes it quite a good collectible to have, essentially. So therefore, you might want to check that video out. As I said, I'll leave his details in there. And VeveFox as well did a really cool video the other day where she was looking into the wallets that are actually active and all that kind of thing as well. So it's really, really interesting stuff. If you're into all that sort of stuff, then make sure you check out VeveFox and Omi Daily Burn, and I will leave those details in the comments below. What else have we got? Oh, Apple terms and conditions. We spoke about that. Business as usual. International Business Awards. Oh yes, well done, Veve, for winning the Global Recognition Award, or best up and coming or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but well done to you guys. You did a fantastic job, and it's onwards and upwards, isn't it? Really. Let's see. Woohoo! We finally come to the end. I thought we'd come to the end on that last slide, but we hadn't now. So bear in mind, as with everything, don't take any of it as financial advice. I didn't really give you financial advice. I did give you a quick rundown today of what was going on in the world of Veve and stuff like that. Let me know what you think of my new setup, by the way. I've got a new camera, so therefore I think it's slightly better quality, and therefore I should be able to carry on doing more videos from now on, and hopefully have better quality than what I had before, because my camera was a bit of a dinosaur. But anyway, thanks very much for joining me. As always, don't forget, as I said, not financial advice. None of what I say is financial advice in any way, shape or form. Don't forget to oh, look, you see it's disappeared. I was about to show you my Yoda. Look, wow, look at that. That's cool, isn't it? Look, it's because green. Look at that. That's my little lightsaber I made out of balloons. Anyway, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going crazy today. Thank you very much. Not financial advice. Crypto goes up, crypto goes down, but of course that is essentially crypto. Thank you very much, and I will see you on the next video. Bye bye for now. Yeah, that doesn't work, yeah.